Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ANZ Open Division, Phase 2, Week 4, as we are going to bring you some of the best ANZ Open Div region has to offer tonight. And I am joined by this handsome fella over to one of my sides, Mr. Knight Geo. Knight, how are you this evening, buddy?
I am good. I'm happy to be here. I'm keen to see a bunch of amazing games to be played out tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. How are you, winners?
Mate, I am doing fantastic after a bit of holiday time off with my daughter and spending some quality time reinvesting that time back into World of Warcraft, sadly. But on to more pressing things, i.e. our new triple ban system night. That is going to be quite interesting. And here in the Open Div, we like to test out these types of things first before we give it to the Premier guys. We are going to be rocking a Raynor and Asmo ban, however, but we're going to be going along with the three bans.
Well, look, that's to be expected. Asmodan and Raynor got their rework coming out this morning, and obviously they're going to be banned out for the week. And the third ban did also come out this morning, and that's going to be... Look, in all honesty, we already know the whole Garrosh Genji is constantly banned every week. Now, this is just going to solidify those bans. But what will be interesting is that extra ban we get, it's going to open up the champion pool for both teams to see really what do they have in their back pockets. Honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if we see the likes of Blaze getting banned, maybe some of the globals, and even Urel, who's been showing up throughout the international stage of HGC, both in North America, Europe, and even in the Premier yesterday.
She has been getting picked and banned left, right, and center like popcorn at a movie stand, mate, and it is absolutely disgusting playing against her. I can't deal with it. I can't play her, and I can't play against her. So hopefully the guys in the Open Div here can do something better than that night.
She's fun to play. She's definitely fun to play, especially when you get that divine stage. It's like, oh, I come kill a bit of minions, and then next thing you know, back in middle lane, where you didn't even know she just left 2 seconds ago. It's like the most fun thing to ever do. It's like double soak is so great with her now.
It's very interesting. And look, guys, we're going to kick straight off into game number 1, where we've got Milkshake coming up versus Crimson Academy. So we should be seeing a sweaty game here tonight. I'm looking forward to it myself. Big game to kick off the night, ladies and gents. So the triple bans, there they are, looking very pretty on the screen. Urel coming banned straight out the front. What do you reckon, Knight?
Oh, I don't know. I'd probably stick with the Garrosh Genji. That's just been the staple ANZ meta. Just get those out of the way. Urel probably might be banned. If not, she will be picked. She's really solid on Sky Temple. She's really good at holding down one of the temples on her own. The sustain up in top lane, she's actually preferred over the other solo laners. So I wouldn't be surprised to see her somehow mentioned in this game. Abathar banned out. It's not surprising. That mule, definitely a good asset against the Sky Temple.
Definitely can keep some of those structures alive later into the game when you've got teams standing on those temple points, or got a big old minion push in the mid lane or bot lane, a bit of a boss push as well. Helps to recover those forts and keeps back up to full health. But interesting to see him first banned out. Now, is that whether or not Crimson's been paying attention to some of Milkshake's strats in scrims? I don't know, but we do have the Garrosh ban, so see you later there, Mr. Shoulder Pads.
I'm curious to know if Crimson are going to not ban out Genji, and because they have the first pick, probably keep it for themselves, maybe force Milkshake to get that ban, and if not, maybe get another contested pick. So see what they're thinking of, taking a bit of time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just going to be Genji banned out. Anyway, no, but that's Dehaka. That's one of the globals gone.
We don't want that global pressure.
No.
All right. So what are we looking at first pick? Do you want to see Genji picked up, or do we want to see Urel straight slotted into that first pocket of Milkshake?
This forces Milkshake to literally give up either one. So this plays well into Crimson's hand. They're going to get one or the other, which is probably going to be great for them. Will that leave? You got Blaze left to take on. That's going to be Malfurion band. Oh,
okay.
That's both open now.
This is very interesting, having 4 bans straight out of the gate. You can absolutely decimate a team's comp with some tactical bans. And Genji first pick, golden Genji at that. That is very cool. I enjoy that little ban phase right at the start. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's nice. Get already a lot of the heroes out of the way, and that's going to be the first Genji we've seen in Open Division in 4 weeks. I take it. We've hardly seen a Genji get played at all, and it's going to be Crimson taking right off the bat. That's a Johanna and an Uther being picked up for Milkshake. Nice stuns. Get the little take up front line, but that Urel's still open. It's up to Crimson now. What are they going to go for?
And she's a perfect frontliner to really be able to peel off that Johanna or the Uther, because I mean we've seen a lot of Uthers playing Mr. Battle Healer, going out on the front line and stoking a lot of damage with his excess armor that he's got. So yeah, Yrel would be a very, very viable sort of almost counter to that. No, we're going to go with Drekthar Rhaegar, and oh no, we got Yrel. My bad. Sorry, I was looking. I don't know what I was thinking there. Wow, that is solid. New Rhaegar with the reworks. The W build all day is just so much sustain, so much mana return. You do sacrifice at 16 if you go the extra damage on it, as opposed to your colossal Earthbind totem. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting looking team comp coming out of Crimson Academy there, Knight.
That's going to be good sustain. If we get something along the lines of Sacred Ground from Yrel as well as Ancestral Healing, that Yrel's not going to drop at all. Just throw in. I'm curious to see what build. And there's a kind of a running gag with the Goomba Stomping build, and that's just getting Aegis Holy Avenger Repentance constantly jumping up and down.
Isn't
that's
it dirty too?
Brilliant. No,
it is such a dirty build. The Goomba Stomp, I love it.
It's the funnest build out. But back into the third ban, we're going to see Kael'thas as well as Thrall being banned away. That's Thrall, I think, has been seeing a bit of pick lately, mostly in the European scene. I think NA's picked him up a bit, and to see him come down into the ANZ scene, that's pretty interesting. Yeah,
we saw him picked up by Mindfreak and funnily enough, Crimson in their matches. I believe game 1, Crimson picked Thrall, and then game 2, Mindfreak picked him up. So seeing that resurgence back into the competitive play, I think people are just being a little bit more tentative with their picks and not going the staples. And as I say that, we see a Greymane and Jaina come out, which, you know, I love seeing that. I haven't seen Greymane in Open Div for a while either. And I haven't seen him in Premier either. I think he's sort of fallen off the radar a little bit there, Knight. But with the little bit of a slight buff that they gave him back to that cocktail build, we're seeing him being played more as that ranged assassin again, which is nice. I like it.
Yeah, the change to him almost literally took him off the map. He went into hiding, and now he's back. Hopefully, maybe he's probably going to go into solo lane. That's what I'm seeing, unless Milkshake pickups a Blaze. But at this point, really, Yrel can just out-sustain just about anyone in that top lane. So we're going to see what Milkshake pick up for that. Li Ming and Muradin, that's going to be a reset team composition for Crimson. And with just the 2 frontliners who ain't leaving for nobody.
Ooh. I was not expecting an Anubarak. Okay, there we go. So it's interesting you say that Yrel can pretty much out-sustain anybody. I've got some pretty interesting first-hand information on that, Knight. And allegedly, Malthael can destroy a Yrel even at level 2 and 3. So I'm interested to see whether or not Anub can bring something to that fray, or if Greymane is in fact going to be going up against that solo lane Yrel. So interesting looking team comps. Who are you going to put your money on if you were a betting man, not just a handsome man? Who's going to win this one, mate?
Well, if I'm betting on my looks and then I'm betting on the game, I'm a massive fan of Yrel. I just like what she does. As soon as she came out, I was playing her straight away. My money's on Crimson. They just look solid, and it's going to be hard to stop those resets in a way.
It really is. That is if they can get the burst down. So we need to see the burst coming out of that Li Ming and the Genji, but we also need to see them trying to blow up a target. So they need to get onto that Jaina, and they need to get onto the Greymane. So look, I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going to go with my boys on Milkshake. I'd love to see Crimson Academy bring out some wins, being a newer team into our beautiful Open Div. But yeah, I'm going to put some coins down on the old Milkshakes.
This will be fun. It's going to be Knight versus Winners as well. Interesting.
I would prepare.
Caster v caster, team v team. Boys and girls, let's get this first game of the night underway. And we have got Crimson Academy fighting out of that red corner with Burnsy on the Malfurion. The Muradin, not Malfurion. Pulse Croxley on the Li Ming, Matt on the Genji, Raven on Yrel, and Venom on Rhaegar.
And meanwhile, on the blue side, we're rocking Team Milkshake. We've got Mr. Cat pulling up the Uther, Craven on the Anubarak. I was going to say Abathar, that guy got banned ages ago. Fitz Chivalry playing on the Johanna, Blue Aura on Jaina, and finally the Ratsa pulling up Greymane. And we're seeing both running towards mid-lane Yrel, just like, going to secure that vision up in the middle area. And
would not be ANZ region without a bit of a scrim over that eye, and Milkshake have disappointed me out of the gates already here, Knight. They haven't gone for that fracas. That's disappointing.
But they're looking to maybe try and get a little cheeky thing. Burnsy up a bit forward though. It's going to be just a big back and forth, but interesting enough winners. Look who Milkshake sent up top lane instead. It's going to be the Anubara taking on Urel.
That's interesting. So Cruven's going to be trying to apply some pressure there with his bugs, but mate, with Raven on that Urel, it's just going to be a simple matter of swinging that little red and black hammer there, chucking some Avenging Wrath down, and really just being able to clear that top lane nice and easily. I don't think Anoob's going to bring anything to the fight, to be honest.
Honestly, the only thing he could really do is try and time his spikes well to interrupt Raven. That's what we saw just before. But in the sustained warfare already, Raven up full health, Cruven down to half health. He's not going to really out-sustain that fight. And looking else around the maps, no one's in bottom lane, but both siege camps are going to be taken up for both teams. And just a typical slow map until we get to that 3-minute mark where the temple's open.
Well, you know what I'm liking straight out of the bat here, or straight off the bat, rather not out of the bat. Don't want to come out of a bat, or do you? Straight off the bat, both teams' rotations, right? They've both matched each other between mid and bot nice and easily. Both of them got their siege camps nice and quickly. I like seeing that, you know, that more, it's not advanced, but it's staples, right? It's basics. And look out, Burnsy's just stomped all over Puppy Dog Greymane's face and taking him out with a big old hammer to the head. Poor Greymane. Yeah. First blood going over to Crimson Academy.
That's going to be good for them. They'll be able to clear out that siege camp. It was the great quick jump onto him too. Greymane's blown up straight away. I don't think they've got much, because you got Uther with the sustain. He'll get the armor off, but they just need to wait that out. Wait till his heals are down, and there you go, blow up people. You know what winners? What if Mervin with Urel is constantly jumping? That's even more scuffing, I reckon.
Yeah, absolute dirty. That's taking him down to stun town, and ain't nobody got time for that.
With that being said, Urel's actually building towards that. I'm just putting it out there. The second talent pick for her is in that field, so who knows? But we've got a gank in the mid lane.
Gank in mid lane, and Ratsa goes down once again to the combined might of Crimson Academy with a little bit of the old bush meta, just hanging around above that middle lane boss in that bush there and pop him. So Ratsa getting himself caught out of, well, pretty much everything at the moment, guys. Not looking good.
Milkshake on the back foot. They're going to be behind coming to capture the temples. They did secure the night cam, so that's going to help them up in that top lane, force Crimson Academy to deal with that. Little Matt hitting in the corner. Genji, oh, that's a double stun. Proven. Can he get away? He'll just be forced into the wall, but that's going to back off. No, he goes back in. Winners! It's a little brawl up in the top lane.
He's going to burrow charge his way back in there, and then we see the disengage coming straight off there as once again Urel swings that big old ban hammer and says, nope, you are not coming near my team, and simply walks away. So it is terrifying playing against that Urel. Unless you can seriously lock her down and put a boatload of burst damage all over her face, she's not going anywhere anytime soon. But both teams splitting here nicely. We see Milkshake picking up the top. He's proven on that point, and Muradin just good man, swinging his hammer around in that midsection.
Yeah, that did also let Pulse Croxley. He was pushing down in that mid lane to at least force the towers down and that wall. Get an even trade. In fact, going up in the top lane, Raven, they're trying to fight up for the last little bit.
A little bit interesting. In the mid lane there, Knight. He just gets away. This is not looking good for Milkshake.
Greymane, no real escape for him except once he's back in Worgen form, forced out. And that's going to be Crimson Academy securing the top part of the temple, getting a little bit of extra damage there. And they hit level 7 first. They're at upper level, up in the talent. Raven and Matt ganking back onto Cruven, but here's a Nubarak. What are you going to do? Just borrow away to safety. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep, and another little 3-man attempt there on the Muradin, but Burnsy simply dwarf toss out of there and gets himself away with his awesome little jetpack. I love that skin on Muradin, by the way. It's very cool. Going for the siege camp now, and Burnsy just looking to scout something out, connects with the hammer once again onto the Ratsa. Look, it feels like Burnsy's got something to say here in this game against Greymane, to be honest here. This is a little bit intense, and we've got Raven jumping in there on the Urel, knocking people away. They are going to steal this camp away, does Crimson Academy. And once again, Crimson applying the pressure very early on in this game, securing that almost full level lead with 2 kills to zip. Knight, this is looking very, very strong for Crimson Academy.
Crimson are dictating the tempo of the game. They want it to be the way they play it. They don't want anyone dictating what happens. In fact, I guess even go to the little minute detail, like you said, Burnsy onto the Greymane. He's literally showing, I'm the alpha wolf here, not you today. And he's still going in, facing 3 of them, but he'll be able to get away, leap to safety. That's going to be fine for him, as well as the rest of the team just rotating around. Milkshake securing the camp for the Knights, but I think a bit too tad early, to be honest. Sky Temples haven't spawned just yet.
Yeah, it is a tad soon, but bang on the mark. And I mean, they can leave that there for a couple of seconds if they truly wanted to, as Urel just pressures the Anubarak away from that top lane. Hopefully, you know, going to combine that minion wave that they've got there along with the night wave. Look out, we've got a little bit of an engage coming on down here. Li Ming just putting some poke in. And Burnsy, once again, just applying that pressure to the Greymane. Look at this, he's following him up and around the map. Genji now is going to be there. We're going to connect. Nope, miss hammer. Ratsa is running for his life, takes a tower shot, takes some Genji shurikens. Can he get away? Uther with the heals, very lucky there. And once again, just seeing some out of play coming out of Milkshake. We've got the Disintegrate coming out from Li Ming. That's interesting. Oh, Genji with the X-Strike cleans up Jaina out of position again. Here comes Johanna. Going down, Mr. Cat, Uther, can you get away, sir? No, you cannot. You were going to Ghost Form, but you've got no one to heal. Crimson Academy moving on to the boss with a strong little team fight there as they hit 10.
It was a really smart play starting off from before when they did secure the night camp. It forced and kept the Nidrock up in top lane. It allowed Urel to rotate for that 10th. And that level advantage as well with hitting their ultimates was able to secure that little team fight there. Now they're 5 kills to 0. They will be able to capture this bottom temple for themselves, get the boss as well. This is just on the macro play and just the play from Crimson. They're literally dictating this game. It's their game in its way.
Knight, I feel like the Crimson Academy have got themselves a leg up. You know, it's very new to the ANZ rather, not ONZ, open div, but it feels like they've got some premier moves going on, and I wonder whether or not that is due to the fact that they are an academy team. And the Crimson are giving some pep talks, and Greymane gets smashed once again. Johanna gets completely blown up there. Rhaegar getting the kill himself as we see them pushing onto the keep wall. 7 minutes in, Temple has taken down that bot fort. They're looking for a keep here with a half-health boss. Knight, this is going to be a quick game.
Well, they will be able to get all these the wall down and the towers. I doubt they'll be able to threaten the keep. The boss is down quite low. They've got siege camp spawning back up again. They can take that as well for a little added pressure in the bot lane. It's a very one-sided game so far. Milkshake still have things up to grabs. They do have the level 10 talent. They are behind the talent tier, but if they can get off that pick, get the Cocoon on, and the Accursed Bullet, it would work out wonders for them. They're just chasing off Crimson Academy away. But yeah, you're right, they're winners. Crimson just showing a dominant performance from last week and this week as well.
It's very impressive to watch, to be honest. We're looking at an almost 3-level lead here at the moment coming out of Crimson Academy against Milkshake. And Milkshake really haven't even applied a single bit of pressure to really try to achieve a kill here. Anubarak trying to face check the bush there, which, you know, he's obviously able to do. Gets the burrow charge in, gets the web wrap onto the Rhaegar. However, they've only got Burnsy in their side at the moment. We've got the water elemental on the Genji there. Matt just running himself away. Nice walk top down there. We've got an Ancestral. Venom, is he going to get popped? It doesn't look like it. Genji gets the extract and all over Mr. Cat's face with the Divine Shield going on to the Jaina. Uther gets popped. We still have not got a single kill there onto Crimson Academy. Jaina goes down as well. This is looking like it is going the way of Crimson. Ratsa, is he going to get taken out with Chivalry with that slight condemn just to save and gets 5 hands condemn. Very impressive. And Uberak gets the spines out. Stops Raven leaping all over the place, but Johanna will pay the price there, Knight, and that is a 3-0. Going over to Crimson.
Definitely a strong team fight from Crimson. They're upper talent tier. They're just in the lead of everything. They're even able to dictate team fights. Like, great. It was a good catch up onto Rhaegar. Cocoon coming out, forcing and isolating him alone. But then Muradin, Benzi got low, pops Avatar. Cocoon ends. Ancestral Healing. That guy ain't dying, not today. And it's just going to be an easy fight for them. They're fighting over the middle temple. Bottom temple will be open up for also Crimson. You've got Genji there to secure it himself. And Raven dances around this top temple with Burnsy. That's such a strong front line with the damage and disruption that they need.
Disruption is coming in spades, and look out, Blue Aura's getting himself in trouble there. Muradin warp tosses in. He won't have that to escape this time. Gets the unstoppable and just walks away though. Looks like Crimson have just really built their team around this Mirrodin at the moment. But here comes the web wrap onto the Rhaegar. Once again, that is a very good attempt there at Milkshake to try and get back in. But Yrel just soaks all of that damage with Ardent Defender. Not going to see anything happening here. D-Shield going on to the Anub as he's going to try and walk back in. I'm not sure what's happening here. But Blue Aura very low. It's sort of fizzling at the moment, isn't it? They're trying to get an engage. There's a lot of disengage happening. You know, Milkshake is going to have to now walk away. They've got nothing. No, Burnsy's going in. Can they get the kill onto him? No, they can't. The reverse kill comes out onto the Greymane. Leeming cleans that one up nicely. Fit Chivalry in trouble. Jaina goes down as well. Anubarak getting very low. Kruven just walking away by the skin of his bug. Burnsy putting the pressure on Knight.
Burnsy just doesn't care. He's just going to jump in, does what he pleases. Again, he's the man. He's the man of the night. Even if we mentioned it before, he wants to prove his alpha dominance for his team and his leader for aggressive charge. What's interesting to note on the side of Crimson, they're a very mobile team. You've got Li Ming who can just teleport away, Genji with the Swift Strike, Mirrodin has sleep, even Yrel with the lead. It's kind of hard to lock down the Jaina CC for the slow Greymane. All he's got is just the Razor Swipes just to keep up and whatnot. This mobility, it's hard to kind of get everything working together. They're looking for the cocoon, but even then it's not blowing up targets quickly and forcing it back away.
You're absolutely right there, and I feel like they need to start looking at cocooning the Yrel most likely, just to try and stop that peel and disengage that she's got, and you know, keeping the assassins out of the fight, which is what's been happening. Yeah, they get the Rhaegar, which is great. They've got no heals, but they just don't have the follow-up because they keep getting knocked away. So maybe put that cocoon onto the Yrel and then start trying to blow up the Rhaegar or trying to lock down that Li Ming, because if they don't, Milkshake is certainly in a world of hurt, which is just going to continue. As we see another team fight developing here in the top lane. Knight. We've got Genji going in with that Swift Strike. He knows he can get away, gets the deflect on. Burnsy's just walking around there like a solid meat tank, which he has been all game so far, playing it very, very well. And we've got a little bit of a heavy Knight camp up the top lane for a bit of a push and a bit of diversion. Look at the temples spawning up again in 20 seconds. Only the one at the top now, though, Knight.
Be interested to see, they're going to catch up Ratso. He's get caught out again, blown up. There's see you later, alligator. Nothing there for him left except for his disengaged. And now they're going to make it a play onto the boss, and it's rightfully so. You've got Nightcap pushing up in the top lane. The Temple is activated in the top lane as well, and that's probably going to be something Milkshake will go for, and that's a free boss for them. As well as the bottom keep was taken, I think, in the previous Temple rotation. So that's going to be a big pressure coming out from Crimson Academy.
Yep, that boss is going to walk straight down that bot lane. They opened up that win condition, like you said in the last Temple phase. Milkshakes need to respond to that, and they're not going to be able to contest this top Temple, which is then going to allow them to hopefully open up that top lane. Looks like I've made a very, very poor prediction here in this one at the moment there, Knight. But look, both teams playing very well at the moment, but looks like Milkshake is even caught with their pants down. Boom, Jaina.
Yeah, absolutely. Jaina just gets caught out, gets blown off to smithereens. You got Kruven trying to force them away. Burnsy is just wreaking havoc in the backline. And Kruven looks onto the cocoon before leaving him, but it's not going to be enough. Burnsy says, hello buddy, I'm here to stay. Another stun down onto the Greymane. He's going to be dropped low, and this is going to probably be game. That's a 1 healthy Sad Golem boss. And it's going to be game.
That's absolutely game one going over to Crimson Academy. And look, a dominant performance. That's purely all I can say about that one, Knight. For game number one, in the open div, Crimson Academy taking some lessons off their forebears in the Premier Division, absolutely without a doubt. Those rotations were tight. The boss timings were bang on. Their invades were great. I don't know what Milkshake could have really done to answer that. The high mobility comp, the Genji, the Li Ming, and Burnsy on that Mirrodin, absolute MVP right there.
Absolutely.
Bullying everybody left, right, and center.
Yeah, exactly. And if anything, he was in some way or form more disruptive than Yrel, which is interesting. He literally dived in constantly in team fights onto Jaina. So you get the Nubarak, he went in for the borrow. You had Johanna come in trying to sort of group everyone together, and then Burns, he was just like, yeah, no, I'm not having any of this. Bang, straight onto Jaina, gets the Stormbolt onto him. And that's when you see Genji firing Li Ming with a Disintegrate from a distance. And that was just a clean clean.
That was
clean
all
up
she wrote. No. Intense game for game number one. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And look, I'm not sure whether or not the rest of our games have finished up as yet. So we may cut to a quick lobby. Here we go. We'll cut to a quick break here, ladies and gents, as we wait for the other games to finish up. Apologies for that little slight delay there. Knight, you and I will return momentarily. Ladies and gents, we'll see you very shortly.
See you soon.